This episode is fueled by Mountain Ops, supplements to conquer more and crush your countdowns. Visit mountainops.com for all your supplemental needs. Fuel, recover, repeat.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Countdown 2 Podcast. I'm your co-host, Drew.
I'm Leighton.
And we're brothers.
And for those new here, this is a podcast about how we changed our mediocre and destructive lives by reverse engineering goals that excite us to become healthier men, leaders, athletes, and mountain bikers.
Absolutely. And our current countdowns are
Yeti Gathering 2026, which is an epic mountain bike experience. We ride their bikes. It's a global meetup of riders, 3 days in Colorado terrain with 30 plus miles and 3,000 feet of climbing per day. It's a grind by design, and we want to be ready for it, so we will be training for that.
We are also counting down with our sponsor, Mountain Ops Conquer 90 Challenge, which is a 90-day transformation challenge that pushes you to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually through daily accountability and intentional habits. The winner gets $10,000, $1,000 of supplements and gear, and a trip to their summit event at their headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. It started January 12th and ends April 11th.
And in that, we are developing a series for the next 90 days of interviews with Mountain Ops athletes to hear their stories from past winners, ambassadors, and newbies.
It's going to be an epic 90 days.
And here's the episode.
No way. Are we recording right now?
We are, but that's just so that...
Yep.
Or, I mean,
this is where the beauty
Mountain Ops
comes
Venture
from.
Bars. Delicious, awesome, and nutritious.
Mountain Ops
Sold.
Crusher thing. Whatever you put in it should be delicious.
And probably nutritious.
I got nothing. Do good, Drew. That's it.
Oh, I think you're
all.
telling me to do good.
Do good, Dan. Come on.
Hey, so today we have Dan. Dan, am I going to botch your last name?
What the heck, Dan Kaech?
Ooh.
What the heck, Dan
Oh,
Kaech?
I like that.
It's not the first time.
Very helpful. Yeah, it's like you go through this. All right, so today we have What the Heck, Dan Kaech with us. I'm going to go with that one. So many of you on Mountain Ops group will know him as Dan the Pull-Up Man. That's how I like to refer to him. And from that, people are going to be like, oh, I know exactly who Dan is because we're all jealous of your pull-ups. So there's your...
Inspired by his pull-ups.
There's your intro, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm super pumped, excited, a little nervous. You know, I feel like I'm talking to celebrities right now, so
well, you know,
it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, you know, we're nervous too. So I mean, it goes. We just don't know if Dan will work out or not. So,
we always fill somebody else in later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Superimpose somebody. So no, I met Dan. Was it last summer?
Yeah, it was last summer.
Face to face. When I travel for work, I'm always like, hey, anybody with our Mountain Ops community, anybody live in this area? And Dan raised his hand when I was like, I'm going to be in Denver. Anybody there and want a mountain bike? And you were like, yeah, let's do it. I regret that because you kicked my butt. So, I'll never
that was a fun time. I remember showing up and whoever you were working with. I mean, I'm not a huge mountain biker. I have a hardtail, you know, and it's...
You're making it sound worse for me, so, yeah.
Well, your buddy was like, you're going to have a hard time keeping up. That's a heavy bike. I was like, okay.
Oh, it was on.
It was
on.
on.
Dude, that's saying something because the guy I was with, he was a mountain goat. Like he's one that likes to climb the ski resorts there backwards, you know, climb up to come down. He's one of those weirdos that likes to climb better than to downhill. So that says a lot about you, bro. That's killer.
Well, or I'm just crazy. One of the two. I don't know. So thank you.
Killer, crazy works too. So, hey, so again, this is part of our series on encouraging those that are currently going through Conquer 90, which is a workout challenge that Mountain Ops puts on. You crushed it last year. And so we wanted to have you on as somebody that is A, been there before us, and B, can encourage those that are currently grinding. If I remember right, by the time this episode drops, it'll be
week 3 for the current Conquer 90. Dan, do you recall week 3 and how you were feeling at that time?
I do. So I went back and looked because I specifically remember. So my family, we were going through the neurovirus.
Geez,
We
yeah.
all got it, and it was my turn. So I lost 8 pounds in one day. So you
Okay.
can imagine what was happening.
Why don't you tell
And
us?
like that,
No, I'm sure. I'm
use your
sorry.
imagination.
No.
New. And then I had to get on a plane the following day to go out to Salt Lake City for work. So I was very overwhelmed, not knowing what was going on. I traveled a lot in the beginning of Q1. I think it was on the road the first 13 weeks of the year. So it was hard to get like in a routine. I thought I was in one, and then boom, right? Sick, not feeling great. So
Brutal.
had every excuse to stop or to give myself an excuse to not keep going. But I was like, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm doing this, starting to see some progress, starting to get into a routine. I'm not going to let a little speed bump stop me.
Yeah, nice. Now, to back up just a hair, married,
Yes.
2 kids,
3 kids, 3 boys.
3 boys. Wow, what's
We
their
are
ages?
in it. 8, 6, and 2.
Oh wow, holy cow!
Yeah.
In sports, they in sports.
Oh yeah, in sports, love it. Just got done coaching my 6-year-old for basketball. My 8-year-old broke his arm on New Year's Eve. He's getting his cast cut off on Wednesday, so that's a big deal.
Okay.
But he's also in basketball, so
They bounce back.
they bounce back pretty quick. Yeah, my 6-year-old, he's following in daddy's footsteps. He's quite the pull-up machine as well.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty
Nice.
Very cool. And then, as you say, you travel for your career, and
Mm-hmm.
like what I wanted to paint a picture here of like, you're busy. That's a lot of stuff, and you're also,
Mm-hmm.
you know, throwing in this challenge last year and this year,
Mm-hmm.
and so, yeah, that's a lot of stuff to be juggling, for sure. What brought you last year? What brought you to the Challenge 90? How'd you get there? Did you know of Mountain Ops first of all?
Yeah, great question. So I knew about Ops. I've done like a Conquer challenge before when it wasn't like the big Conquer 90. I think back in 2020, I was looking at some old photos. Is when I think I did my first one. Didn't do good.
Oh wow. Okay.
But so the year I lost my mother in 24, right around Thanksgiving, and the holidays were kind of rough. We didn't have the best relationship, and it was kind of hit me a little hard, a little different. So went through the holidays, wasn't like super healthy, wasn't super unhealthy. But I remember waking up that day, whenever I signed up, and looking at myself in the mirror and be like, yeah, we gotta do something, Dan. Like I didn't like the person that was looking back at me in the mirror. So I went, had my breakfast, which I think at that time wasn't great. It was like a cinnamon raisin bagel with way too much peanut butter. And
Ooh, hey.
it tastes pretty good.
That's a pairing, man. Okay. I want to.
And
Like,
I
I wanna try
remember
that.
you should after in
Yes.
like 85 days. And I remember going through my email and seeing this email from Mountain Ops, and I've used all their supplements and stuff, love their gear. And remember seeing the Conquer 90. And I'm always somebody that had to train for something, whether that's like a race or primarily vacation. Because like most men, I've outkicked my coverage. My wife is way too good looking for me. So would typically do that. So like a bunch of ups and downs, right? So like, all right, I'm going to sign up for this. Like I need to do something different. And it kind of got me back into the flow of things, and really helped me kind of concentrate some of that loss and pain that I was having, and just really focus it on something, training and getting in the gym and just kind of rerouting my life, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm hearing parameters. You needed those parameters, or one of those parameters. You had goals of maintaining or getting better where you were at for the most part. Any mental or spiritual goals within that? I mean, Mountain Ops likes to come from a more holistic picture beyond the physical. Did you have any mental or spiritual on with that as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, first, I just needed something to do, right? I needed something to concentrate on. And like I said, with the passing of my mother,
Sorry,
I
by the
needed
way.
to get, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. I needed
there.
to get something back. Because like I said, our relationship was strained, right? We weren't really on the best relationship skill there. And I was lucky enough. I have a really good friend who invited me to go to Pebble Beach for a golf tournament right before Christmas. And it was like a month afterwards. And I remember this, and I'll remember this for the rest of my life. I was walking towards like the ocean portion of it. And it was foggy, cloudy, couldn't really see anything. And then the sun came out and I had this like overwhelming presence and feeling come over me. And I just remember saying to myself, because I felt my mother was there and God and Jesus and everything. And I was just like, I forgive you. Because we had some rough times, and it was just something that I was like, man, like this is what I needed.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Awesome.
a weight lifted for sure. What was so the results of last year? What was your results? Did you accomplish your goals?
Yeah. I hit them. I looked much better, felt much better. And like everything was kind of in place, like family life, work, balance, my fitness, my health, and then, getting back into church. So spiritually. And then it seemed like, all of that is, circle of life, right? Once all of that stuff is clicking, everything's good. Life is great. So I got my life back on track. And for me, it wasn't just a diet. It wasn't just 90 days of dieting. It was a lifestyle change, right?
Nice.
So a lot of times you see stuff where it's like motivation and you're through the roof and then it stops, right? So my big thing was consistency to make sure that we do this every single day. If you fall off the wagon a little bit, get back on.
Yeah.
So, I carried it out pretty well. I'm in pretty good shape right now, starting the challenge again for this year. But it was exactly what I needed.
Excellent. No, and
That's
I love
awesome.
it. I love that picture because so often with some like these challenges, it's like, hey, do or die. Let's, go all in. Let's starve. Let's, just whatever's presented to them. And especially with bad, if there's bad coaching or bad, Instagram coaching, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And maybe there are some great gains that are happening. But then after the challenge is over, they gain it all back, or they get back into their old patterns because it's such a crash diet or a
100%.
quick solution for that time being. But nobody can sustain that kind of thing. So I love what you're saying, where it's just like you grinded through, set the tone, were consistent, that carried on throughout the whole year. So that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really cool how it at the beginning you could be down here and then you just skyrocket for motivation to get training, get your life back together, and the family, everything balancing out, working out, and then it starts to kind of just be like this and like, all right, we're rolling, we're good.
We're
Like
cruising.
that's just the health. It's all just a normal part of everything, and it's not always having to be jetting up,
For sure. And that's what I did in the past. Like I would just burn myself out and just be way too intense and then just,
Yeah.
You're not doing 3 days.
No, I'm not.
Thank goodness.
No.
Whew, good deal. We can borrow from your wisdom then.
There we go. Beyond just a fitness challenge, what does Conquer 90 mean to you?
Yeah, that's a great question, right? It's commitment, and like I kind of said before, right? Changing your life, it's just not a diet. Like commit to making this change, because like we talked about just right now, like it's just such ebb and flow, and you get going, boom, and then you burn out, and you crash diet, and so the Conquer 90 to me, it was a lifestyle change. It was something I needed to get healthier, right? Because before that, I was down in the dumps a little bit. I had 2 shoulder surgeries and I was just out of shape and just kind of had all the excuses. So this was like kind of the motivating factor. And then with the Facebook group and everyone else that I met, right, it's just the motivation that it gave me to do better, and to be better. And that's kind of one thing that I always tell my kids too, like when they get in trouble or something, I'm like, be better, because you can, and I know I can, right?
Yeah.
So it's just be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, two shoulder surgeries on the same shoulder?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, you didn't learn your
you're still
lesson the first
doing
time.
pull-ups.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome actually. So,
Crazy, man.
with the challenge last year, what was the toughest part of that? Was it a mental, physical, all the above?
Yeah, the hardest part for me was being on the road and trying to figure out good routines and, diet and where am I going to work out at, right? Hotel gyms are horrible.
Yep.
So I was able to, like, through, I think a lot of people have access to, like, through their health insurance, they get like this wide umbrella of gyms to go to. So I do that. And when I'm on the road, Drew, you probably know this because I know you travel too, you kind of pack your days up with sales calls to make it as efficient as possible so you don't have to travel as much. But what I do the same thing. So when I'm on the road, I give myself a non-negotiable. It's like an hour and a half is blocked out. So drive time to a gym, workout, drive time back. And then I'll finish my emails. I'll finish presentation prep, whatever I have to do. But it's a non-negotiable because quite honestly, right, we are the easiest person to talk ourselves out of doing something.
Right.
Like, oh man, you had a long day. You don't have to do this. Like, you deserve it. Go downstairs, get that pizza. Like, it's not that big a deal. You'll be fine, right? Like,
Need something easy.
Do something easy. And it's just the travel was tough, but then once I took like extreme ownership of that and said, no, this is an excuse. It's not a reason. So take it and kind of go after it. Yeah. And that's what I did.
I'm going to follow up a question, if I may, Leighton.
Yeah, go ahead.
With traveling, with trying to figure out nutrition, traveling, getting to the routine of no excuses, all the above, did you seek out any help?
Yeah. So we had some coaches through Mountain Ops. So Christy at that time helped me out a bunch with kind of directing on what to do, what not to do, avoid this, look at seed oils, right? Try to direct yourself to the right spot. And then I think having a coach is a huge benefit.
Yeah.
This year I'm working with Kelsey this year with Momentum Fitness. Look her up, she's awesome. Because I think there's a lot of misconceptions around diet and what you should do. And a lot of times it's, crash dieting, eating salad, but not giving yourself enough fuel throughout the day.
Right.
And this year, prepping up to this, went to Florida for Christmas, and I increased my calorie intake by probably 500 to 600 calories a day at least, trying to be around like 3,000 a day.
Wow.
And I had way better performance in the gym, looked a little bit better, and then dropped a couple of pounds, believe it or not.
Nice.
So, yeah, having that guidance, having a coach is super important. So if anybody's looking for something, right? Kelsey with Momentum.
Leighton, let's put her contact info in the notes for sure. So if you all are wanting to seek out Kelsey, Momentum Fitness, we'll have those in our notes.
It's really cool that you mentioned that like you ate more and you lost more weight, and like in terms of fuel, it's just like when your body is able to perform at its best because it's fueled properly, then you will lose more. It's not compensating for like, oh, I need to store this as fat because my eating habits are so off the wall. I need to store energy to use later, versus if you like stay consistent with how you're eating and how you're training, then your body's like, oh, okay, I can burn this out because I know I'm going to replenish it with food. And
it's crazy.
It's super interesting, and I am no expert, but it's funny too because you mentioned seed oil. There's actually, I forgot about this, I have an app called Seed Oil Scout, and it shows like restaurants that like you can look up on a map, restaurants around you that do or don't use seed oils.
That's cool.
So if anyone is interested in that,
put that in the notes too.
Okay, we just got a list of tech.
Yeah, exactly. There are no notes of the actual show. It's just no, but that's huge though, because as a fellow traveler, I mean, I've been to too many places where it's like you go to town and the restaurants are McDonald's and like Applebee's. And it's like, oh boy, okay, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm going to Safeway to pick up groceries and make it. Which, yeah, it works still, but yeah, it's got to be tough at times for sure. So,
Definitely no convenience, but it's worth it. So,
Absolutely.
Dan, what helped you stay consistent when motivation was low when you were doing the Conquer, beginning 3 weeks in of Conquer 90 last year?
Yeah, I mean, community was big. Okay, get a little shout out to Drew. He commented on a couple of my posts when I was starting off, and I was like,
jealous.
okay, like I'm not great in social media. I'm trying to get better with it. So that helped out a lot. So that was a huge motivator. And I mean, just the hard thing is, I think for people is we see ourselves every single day, right? And we don't see the little improvements. Where if, we don't see each other for a month, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, Leighton, oh man, those biceps are looking big, man, right? Whatever it may be, right? So I remember, I think after my first check-in, Christy, who I was working with at the time, she's like, oh my God, Dan, like you've leaned down a lot. Like you might have a chance to win this. I was, whoa, okay. Like this is cool. I didn't know that. I thought I looked horrible because I think we all have a little body dysmorphia, right? Whether good way or bad way. But just the support from the community, from other people within it, like you guys, and then, my coach as well at that time, was kind of what helped keep me going, right? So you had the eye on the prize, which was the $10,000, which is awesome. But I think setting mini goals along the way for you to accomplish things, kind of like a runner. Like I've heard you guys talk about, like I'm going to run to that light post, and then I'm going to run to that house, or I'm going to run here. So if you think about that way, instead of running 10 miles, it's a little bit easier to achieve it. So that way you stay consistent, you stay in it.
Right.
Chunks.
No, and I remember
Take it in
posting.
chunks.
I remember posting or commenting on your post last year, and I'm like, are these before or after pictures? I mean, because I think somebody's cheating here. You looked pretty chiseled then, but that was awesome.
That was the one, that's the exact one. Exactly. If I bring that up, that was the exact one.
Oh man, were there specific?
So it's all because of you, Drew. It's all because of you.
It's high praise. Well, now I hope I don't fail you. Were there specific moments where you felt you shifted? I mean, like you said, I mean, the motivation from Christy, from others that gave you positive feedback or truthful feedback. Let's just say that. I mean, I'm sure that helped you to stay going. But was there anything in your day-to-day life, like, oh wow, I'm home from a trip, I'm exhausted, but man, I got all this energy for my kid or my kids, I should say. Was there anything of those natures or those times when it was just like, oh wow, this is actually working well, I'm on the right track?
Yeah. I mean, my big one was the comment from Christy, and it really got me really going, kicking a high gear. And then, seeing new gains in the gym, being able to lift more, having more energy for my kids. And they called it the competition for the biggest muscles. And they kept asking me if I was going to win. I was like, I'm trying, guys.
I love that.
Trying real hard.
Get in there.
Yeah. But it was fun. I remember we were in Breckenridge skiing, and I took my 8-year-old and 6-year-old skiing. My wife had the 2-year-old. Yeah, minus 1 year, right? And I skied all day, and we got up to the condo, and I went to go grab a donut, and because I'd eaten all day. And my wife Anna, she smacks it on my hand, and she's like, "You can win this thing. We need a new roof, so tighten it up." Maybe not those exact words, but she was kind of joking along the ways too, and I was like, you're right.
But you're right.
I love that.
Right.
That's all. That poor donut.
It's like I just wanted to be eaten and loved. Oh, that's so funny.
This episode is outfitted by Pendulum Threads, built for the hybrid athlete. Whether you're in the gym, on the trail, or chasing your next challenge, their gear moves with you. Head to pendulumthreads.com and use code COUNTDOWN2 for 15% off your order. Pendulum Threads. Perfect comfort, perfect performance.
So Conquer 90 is built around daily commitment. You mentioned that when you travel that you have non-negotiables of an hour and a half, split time for you. Did you have that since the beginning of the Conquer 90 last year? Or like when did that kind of actually take place to be able to commit and not let the grind overcome you?
Yeah, that was during the challenge. And I remember I was listening to something, I can't remember what, it was a podcast or a book where it mentioned like motivation and how we ourselves are the easiest to talk ourselves out of doing something because it's hard. Might have been a David Goggins book, I don't know. But it was like one of those things, it was kind of like that's right. Like I don't really have a good excuse. I'm tired, but everyone's tired, right? So that kind of aha moment for me happened throughout this challenge because I was trying to, win, right?
Right.
And that really kind of helped me lock in, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That makes sense. So for somebody that's starting out or starting this, and what do we say? This is going to be about 3 weeks in to the challenge. And if they're not seeing, like we mentioned before, little gains or little encouragements, other people seeing those changes when we can't. If people aren't seeing that or experiencing that, what encouragement would you offer them in this at this time?
Yeah, this is a hard time, right? If we're about 3 weeks in, right? You're trying to change stuff. You're tired. Your energy might be sore, right? There's a lot of things, a lot of reasons not to do it, but keep going. Just like I said, set little mini goals. And one thing I kind of always say is, don't necessarily look at the number that's on the scale. Judge off of the way that you're feeling. Maybe your clothes are fitting differently, right? Because like the hardest thing, like what weighs more, a pound of fat or a pound of muscle?
Is this a question for us?
I know this.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a question. Yeah. It's a question for you.
Muscle weighs more.
Yes,
Pound of muscle and a pound of fat weigh the same.
Weigh the same. Yeah.
Dang it, a trick question.
Right? Exactly. So
Let's cut this
muscle
part
is denser. Let's cut this part, yeah. You're right, Drew. That was the right answer.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing, right? If somebody's like really doing a huge life-changing goal, right? Like they're gonna lose 120 pounds, right? If they look at the scale every single day and it's the same number, it's like you could have lost a pound of fat and gained a pound of muscle, or you lost 5 pounds of fat and you gained 6 pounds of muscle. So there's a lot of things, like you said, Leighton, that can like kind of pull you down. You're sore, you're tired. Just keep going. Set those mini goals. Just determine yourself on how you feel, and just know that 90 days at the end of this challenge, like so much more can change, not just physically or mentally, but hopefully spiritually as well. Like we kind of talked about, like there's a better you at the end. You just have to commit to it, and you have to get after it.
Yeah. Love it. I no.
Wow.
I gotta get a word in, bro. No, I'm always imagine it like you're climbing this hill. I keep doing this motion, but like that's just how it is. Like you are hiking, you're climbing to this hill, and people at week 3 are here, and here's the top, but they don't know it yet. They can't see it for themselves, and so they just backslide and fall down. And it's like you're gonna be up here, and it's just gonna get easier. And then you up and weight or whatever, change your goals a little bit, and it just gets smoother. And it's just I love that. Just don't give up. It sounds so simple, but it's like just keep going, please. Even if you do it's a little not as good as you've done it in the past, just keep progressing towards it. And I used to also. When newcomers at CrossFit would join, especially if they were like a little bit bigger, I would just give them some advice of just like the scale. If you're obsessed with the scale, the number on there, it's not going to really change, because especially with CrossFit, you're going to be building muscle decently fast, and that number is going to stay the same. You're not going to be able to see it, but you're going to be feeling better, and just kind of motivating them in that way. So I'm glad you said that. Like,
yeah. And I think last year in the challenge, I think I only lost like 3 to 5 pounds maybe, but I got down to 8% body fat. So it's just like, it's not about the number.
It's funny, even at the beginning of this challenge, I'm sorry, I'll let you finish this. But like, at the beginning of this challenge, it's like starting weight. I'm like, I'm not focused on losing weight. I actually want to stay the same. I want to gain muscle. And then even some of the fitness food apps, they're like, what's starting weight? What's your end weight? I'm like, can I just keep it the same? Like, I just want it to turn to muscle. And so it's just interesting that switch.
Yeah. And I think, Drew, you mentioned it, like the social media portion of things where, everyone's posting stuff and it's their best day and they look awesome and they're jacked and whatever it may be. Like yesterday and today, right, weren't great workouts for me. I had a bunch of customers calling me. Yesterday I had a blah workout. I think yesterday was like 30 minutes. Today was 32 minutes. So like, it's not always going to be perfect, right? And that's fine. That's how life is. And just don't look at those negatives like, oh man, I only got in the gym 20 minutes, right? I only have 20 minutes to work out. Like, man, I got 20 minutes. Let's get after this.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Let's accomplish this, not being so negative about every single thing and just like I always do better.
And your body remembers. I mean, like it's better to do 20 minutes, obviously, better than 20 minutes than nothing at all. You're still building on that consistency and every day and continue to push your body to get into that mode for sure. By the way, Leighton, two things. One, I think you should work on a diagram, like the way you were.
Diaphragm? Sorry.
Wow.
Yes.
And then two, I forgot Dan's education. Because he's able to speak to the stuff a little bit more in depth than I think we're outside of our depths here. Because
I won't ever talk again.
Yeah, what's your education, Dan? Do you mind sharing?
So I have a kinesiology degree, so I used to be an athletic trainer. So I did
nice.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff with physical therapy, training with athletes, taped a bunch of ankles. Now I'm in sales. But that was a long time ago.
But you're still speaking to that, and you're still, basing a lot of your decisions based off your education. So that's great, and now I'm humbled by it. So that's great too.
There we go.
Cool.
I like everybody's doing the head nod.
Dan, how did your perspective on fitness and perhaps life change over those 90 days?
Great question, right? I think like I mentioned before, kind of getting everything in line with work-life balance, family, community, faith, all meshed up together. And from that point, like life was good, right? Like trying to stay more positive with stuff, right? Not trying to focus much on the negatives, but always finding the silver lining is kind of what happened with me. And I still do that right now. So, that was something big for me that I've continued out to the entire year now into 26 as well.
Sweet. I know I've made you answer that like 3 different times in 3 different ways.
I got you, brother.
So I appreciate it. You're solidifying it.
You're driving it home.
Yeah.
Driving it home.
That's right.
Dan, what's one workout variation or training tip you learned that helped you most?
Yeah. Great question. So, no, I really mean that.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So,
bro.
right. We talked about my education before, like some of the stuff like I should know, but you kind of forget about it.
Sure.
So there's something called the FIT principle, FITT. So frequency, intensity, type, and time. So kind of like we talked about before with me and probably others is like you just wrap up, you go super, super hard, and then you crash, right? Or you keep doing the same thing over and over again, your body gets used to it. So different workout variations, right? So maybe you're going heavy now. Like that's what I'm focusing on right now, still muscle stimulus. So first 3 to 4 weeks of this challenge, I'm just going as heavy as I can for right now, 6 to 8 reps with some burnouts as well. But I love, if you really want to get after it, do some drop sets and do some supersets. So if you're doing a machine, if you're doing, let's say, incline bench and you're doing 100 pounds, do that for, you could do 6 times, you could do 12 times. So you go to failure, drop it to 50 pounds or 60 pounds, and then do that. And you are going to hate me for saying that, but that's such a good workout, right?
Yeah.
Change it up. I mean, like I said, sometimes I only have 30 minutes to work out, and that's what I do. I just boom, 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 boom. So make sure, so
Burn.
FIT, F-I-T-T, yeah, frequency, intensity, type, and time. So if you mess with one of those throughout it, one, it's not going to be so boring,
Right.
but it's going to, get your body just like, whoa, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? And get that muscle stimulation and help you achieve your goals. And at that time too, like if you're struggling, that's a good time to get a coach or just talk to somebody or reach out to somebody in the Facebook group. Like, hey, I'm struggling. We all get it. I get it all the time, right?
Right.
Like, hey, I'm struggling. These are my goals: weight loss, muscle atrophy, whatever it may be. What are your suggestions? And there's a lot of good dudes and gals in our group that will help out with that. So don't be afraid to ask the question.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like, especially when you get to a point, you just kind of nerd out over it. Like, oh, I could do this, or this is more efficient, or I can work this muscle. And like, I've even found motivation and like, oh, I want to get that teardrop, what is it, V2 muscle on my quad. What should I do to like really, focus on that? And that could motivate you too. Like, if you're like, oh, everyone's like, or a lot of people at the beginning are like, I want to be skinny or whatever. It's just like, how about I want these shoulders to be big or something like that. And then, yeah, reach out to people. So it's great advice.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yes, absolutely. So, was there any small habit you formed in those 90 days that made the biggest impact?
Small habits. Yes. So my consistency with my diet. So me, I'm not a guy that can just have like a couple of big meals. I like snack a bunch. And I would notice I'd be eating a bunch of bars or whatever throughout the day. And there was one time I was like, it really isn't real food. I should probably maybe have a banana or an apple or a yogurt.
Some fiber.
Someone
Yeah, right? Yeah. I was like, ooh, chocolate chip. It says it's protein. Done. Right?
Boom.
So it's just kind of keeping my metabolism steady throughout the whole entire thing and leading up to the end of this year too, right? Like just being more consistent and having a better relationship with food was kind of like a big key for me.
That makes sense. And I like what you said, relationship with food. I think we all have distorted or abusive relationships with food where, it becomes comfort. It becomes, just Leighton preaches about it a lot where fuel should be food should be fuel. Wow. I'm really
A lot of F's in there.
yeah. But yeah, so no, that's awesome. I love that.
When I first started meal prepping years ago and working with one of my coaches, I to get more protein and breakfast or something, I'd be like, oh, should I add a protein shake or a bar or something like that? He's like, get real protein. He's like, it's not quite the same. Like as much real protein as you can. I'm like, okay, fine. But it wasn't very convenient, but it was good. So
Yeah.
And I think
For
that
sure.
keeps us consistent with everything because, there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts to health. And so we can eat all that, like you said, Dan, the power bars and, whatnot. Are power bars still around, by the way? I don't think I've seen them in a long time.
brand power bars.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, side note, but yeah, those bars and such, it's just like, those are substitutes for the real deal. They do help for, some cases, but, same thing with working out. You could try to find these shortcuts and or cheats, and it's just you're cheating yourself. You're missing out, kind of thing. So that's what I have to remind myself. So, yeah.
Yeah. And every once in a while it's okay. But I mean,
Sure.
I was like every day. So a lot of sugar. A lot of sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that we're at a point of talking about like getting the right protein versus like cheat meals or reward meals. Like it's just funny. Like, and people they'll get to a point like that. But Drew, you mentioning the brand Power Bar, like I remember back when you used to mountain bike like 20 years. Well, you still mountain bike, but 20 years ago when I was a kid, you came home, visited, and you had a Power Bar, and I was like, oh, it's chocolate. And I tried it, and it was freaking disgusting. I was like, what is this? I was like, no, why does he hate himself this much? I'm like 10 years old, but
Yeah. Hey, do it in your 10-year-old voice.
no.
No, I remember I remember my other brother. Years ago, we did a 200-mile bike ride. It was from Seattle to Portland. We didn't train really well for it, so basically, all our gains in this was we were young, and by about mile 120, I was so sick of power bars and the gels, and oh my gosh, I was trying to stuff them down basically, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go eat some grass because it's real. Anyways, side note.
Yeah.
That whole trip
Your
was not
problem,
prepared.
your problem, Drew, is that it wasn't Mountain Ops bars. The bar you'll never get sick of.
Plug.
Plug.
Nice.
Nailed it. Got it.
That's right. All right. Well, hey, here's a good one. What would you tell your pre-Conquer 90 self that you know now?
Just do it.
Kinda
Nike
like-
plug, I guess.
Nike, I was like, here we go. Here's
Plug,
another plug.
Yeah. I mean, it's you versus you. And, like I said before, like there's a better version of yourself at the end of this. And you just have to commit to it. Take extreme ownership, right? I remember reading a book by Jocko talking about leadership, and he talks about extreme ownership and, owning what you have. And I did that. And I think I would say, take extreme ownership of what you want. And, there's a lot of coaches, Vince Lombardi, I'm a Bears fan, as you can see by that little Bears skull right there.
Sorry,
So
buddy.
Vince
Sorry,
Lombardi.
man.
I know we don't. Hey,
Too
we
soon?
have no right to be there. So I'm okay.
Hey,
Let's be honest.
We're Niner fans, so hear ya.
Yeah, I'm
We're
surprised
how
we
are
made
we
it
in
this
the
long.
playoffs? Yeah, so
Can we be friends
but
still?
yeah, can we be friends?
so like
No
Vince Lombardi,
answer.
the Bears, Bryant's. I didn't. Sorry. Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
You did beat us. I know. I was trying to avoid the question. But they all have these sayings, right? Like everyone wants to win, but few people have the dedication to put in the exhausted effort needed to prepare to win consistently. And like that is so important, whether it's fitness, whether it's being a dad, whether it's being a coach, whether it's just for work, right? There's many times I've been like in a hotel room before doing a presentation. I was like, I don't want to go through this again. But it's like, no, like do that, be consistent, put in the prep work to win.
Yeah.
Not just today, not just tomorrow, but for like the rest of your life. So if I could communicate to myself, like just do it. You're going to like the person that you're going to see at the end of the tunnel, and then just put in the work to win consistently.
I love that.
Man, that was good. That should go on a t-shirt.
I know.
It
Hey,
should.
I'm
The
glad this
whole-
is recorded. It's recorded.
Yes.
We can, catchphrase it, all that stuff. No, but it
We'll
reminds.
take out the Bears fan thing. And
Hey, there's no shame, bro. There's a classic movie that I always go back to. It's called The Matrix. If you've ever heard of this classic movie, Leighton, I think you were like 4 when it came out.
I've heard of the third one. Anyway,
Wow.
sorry.
Anyways, first one it's a scene where he's first introduced. Neo is first introduced to the Matrix and or everything that's going on, and he's like, "I'm out of here. This is too much." And they're in the car, and he starts to get out, and she's just like, "Hey, you've been down that road before. You know exactly where it leads." And basically, she's just getting at like, this is not what you're after. And I love that because it kind of speaks to what you're saying, where it's just like for somebody that's like, oh, it's too hard, I gotta give up. And as for somebody that deals with chronic pain and pain I put on myself, besides chronic, it's so tempting to just, I can't do this. It's too much. I don't want to go there. But I'm always encouraged, like, no, I've given up plenty of times before. I know exactly where that leads. I know exactly how it feels. And honestly, it's not easier or better giving up. If anything, you're that much worse off because, oh, yet again, I gave up. And so I love that, though. Just like choose to win seek that out. Keep going. Don't give up. Just do it. It's not simple, but it is that simple in my opinion.
No, absolutely. I mean, I just listened to the podcast that you guys had with James, and I remember specifically him talking about like his drinking, right? And he was driving home with his wife, and he told her like, "Hey, like, you know, I'm never gonna stop drinking." And then 2 weeks later, he signs up for the challenge, and then pretty much becomes sober, and then just crushes it.
Yeah.
Right. So once again, we are the easiest people to talk ourselves out of something, and you just gotta commit to the prep work, right?
Yeah.
Like I wish there was an easy button, right? But it's just doing the consistent things day in and day out. And like I'm no one special, right? Like I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude in Denver. That just
Living life.
It's a
that's
mile
another
high.
t-shirt. I'm just a dude in Denver.
Just
yeah.
dude.
That's another great shirt.
I see a new business for you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, bro.
Well, for accuracy's sake, I looked it up, and I was 7 when The Matrix came out. So, Drew, thank you.
So it is a classic film for you.
Yeah, classic. Anyways, something I probably wasn't ever allowed to watch growing up. But anyway, you brought up James's episode. I was listening to it today too, and it was super motivating to me. Drew, you actually brought this up, is that he had 25 years of drinking and pills, and it took him 6 months to end that, like to completely reverse 25 years of bad habits. And so it's not like he has to spend 25 more years working really hard. It's just like a small portion of time of really hard work to like change everything. And Dan, you mentioned a easy button. It's just like, man, like not having an easy button, it's so rewarding when you do get past there, that people probably aren't expecting because they've either never felt it before, or that's probably they just never have felt that reward of doing something for them. Reward for doing, so many of us put so many other people first, our families, whatever. But do it for yourself, to do it for your family. You got to kind of be selfish a little bit in there too. But yeah, no, I'm stoked right now.
There you go.
Love
Dan the man. Dan just the man.
You want to go do some pull-ups now, don't you? Dan will do that to you. He'll make you want to do pull-ups.
Make
Yes.
good pull-ups.
Let's see
It
Let's
took
see
me
it.
a while to get pull-ups.
Let's see it from that rafter back there, buddy. Let's see it. I see rafters. Go grab it.
That's
Do
a credenza. That's gonna fall on my.
Oh no, I was talking to Leighton.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
They're
Couple of
no.
TV furs.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of pull-ups, I don't think I've told anybody this, but like towards the end, when I saw like everybody kind of going down to crutch time, like Justin, like Daryl, right? Like super motivated, and like, something super easy to do is every morning or before I got in the shower, I did 50 push-ups. So I would do 12 pull-ups, 50 push-ups, 12 pull-ups, 50 push-ups, and then get in the shower. And I was like,
nice.
That's easy to do.
That's amazing.
He's getting into it. It's close.
As my head hits the roof.
I was waiting for that board to break.
I did it for you, Drew. Well, I did it for both you guys. Anyways.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Oh boy.
How do you plan
Sorry,
to
Dan.
carry what you... How do you plan to carry... Drew, I'm going to kill you, dude. What do you plan to carry what you built during these 90 days into the rest of the year? Your own personal goals for these current 90 days.
So I guess a couple of ways to answer that. Consistency, and then just preparation for everything that I do, right? Like it's whether it's work, whether it's in the gym, whether it's, being a father, right? The job that I have right now, I have a pretty good mentor that works with me, and I thought I was a good sales rep until like I met these guys. So it was like just the big preparation, right? Going into meetings, being prepared, and I learned that from Conquer 90. So taking that in and just the consistency. And funny story about that, I was training somebody in Salt Lake City. We did a big presentation to like 35 contractors with installation training as well. And if you're in the construction industry, you know that sales reps typically don't know anything, and contractors don't believe you. So having to like do an installation training with these guys, made sure I knew every little thing. And then the kid I was training, asked me about that, like how you prep, like what do you do? And then also said, you look like you work out a lot. Like, what do you do for that? I was like, hey, Mountain Ops is right up the street. Let's go there, and I'll show you like what they had and buy a couple products. So it was cool to see that like what I learned from my job to Conquer 90 to my whole entire life just kind of all meshed together. It's really cool.
Love it. Sounds like ownership, like what you meant before. Just owning
100%.
everything you got ahead of you.
Yep.
Cool, man.
That's awesome. I love it.
Oh, can I tell you guys a funny story?
Yeah,
Yes.
please do.
You can either put this in or not put it in. So the Friday of the last week of the Conquer 90, I was in Utah, and I worked out just like a little bit in the morning, and I was like, I'll go to the gym after work, do like a whole body workout, hit the sauna, like try to really look good for the last pictures, right?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen. My flight got delayed like 4.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Because of thunderstorms in Denver. So I was like, okay, like I can make this work. So I thought I went to like a secluded spot at the Salt Lake City International Airport. So I'm in blue jeans, my work polo, my cowboy boots, and I'm doing burpees, I'm doing push-ups, I'm doing squats, I'm doing this crazy routine, right? Thinking I'm by myself. About like 10 or 15 minutes after this, I sit up and I'm out of breath. And this old lady is sitting like 2 rows over from where I was. She's like, man, you've really been going at it for a long time. I didn't think you were going to stop.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, I thought I was by myself.
That's so funny.
So I got home at like 1 a.m. and then went to sleep, told my wife this story in the morning. She's like, you're so dumb.
Awesome. Oh, sorry. I missed. Yeah. That's great, man. I love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Commitment, man. That's good.
Yeah, get it in.
That's pretty amazing because when I go to the airports, I'm usually stretching because of just my back and everything. And I'm embarrassed, like, when I'm, like, stretching. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. So you knocking out, like, a full-blown, workout, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty awesome. So...
Well, I thought I was by myself. And
yeah,
then it
well,
got really personal. Yeah.
Some old lady was really inspired by you, so way to go. Hey, any chance we'll see you at the summit this year? Mountain put.
I hope so. I think that's the weekend of my member guest for golf. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm a winner, but
have they dropped dates? I haven't seen them.
I thought they did. I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's usually in the past it's been like the weekend after 4th of July. Not right after. I think there's 1 week between. I don't know. Are you
talking about Summit, Drew?
What's that?
Are you talking about the dates for Summit?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the dates for golf. I was like, when? Since when? Do you know this?
What are the dates for golf? Yeah, so when Leighton catches up, for the summit.
Delay.
Yeah, delay.
Yeah,
It's
I
all
hope
the
so.
computer.
I hope so. Just hopefully its schedules link up.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And actually, this year it's 3 days as opposed to 1.
Oh, okay.
It's usually, 2 days. Yeah, anyways, 3 days this time. So it's been amazing. I've gone to 2 of them so far, and there've only been 2, I think. But pretty awesome. So I'm dragging Leighton there. He's making him go.
Good.
Oh yeah, twist my arm.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I appreciate this, Dan. We really appreciate you and your journey, your grind for sure. Like I said, anybody on Facebook that knows pull-ups, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Dan. Dan's your man." And it's an honor and privilege to have you on.
Appreciate it, guys.
It's fun to follow you. And now it's awesome just even to know you even more, to be able to go, Dan out there is, making it look easy, but we know the struggle and the grind and the determination and everything you've learned all these years that goes into that. And so we appreciate you imparting some wisdom, dropping wisdom on us for sure. So
I appreciate you guys
thanks,
having me
man.
on. This was a lot of fun. Really cool.
good deal. Yeah.
I heard that.
What? Wait, what's this mic crap? That's stinking talking, man. You said we might be out there. No,
I was
you own
thinking
it.
Denver.
Just do it.
I was
claim it.
thinking Denver.
Oh, by the way, I think you're that much more of an amazing sales guy, especially traveling sales guy, because you have to go in and out Denver, which is, in my opinion, one of the hardest airports
The worst
to
airport.
actually keep a schedule at.
Uh-huh.
Whether it's snow or not. I mean, last time I went through, they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a 5-hour delay because the terminal hasn't been built yet that you're supposed to go to." It's like, shouldn't they have worked on this before?
Thunderstorms. Yeah, it's
So
all
kudos
of it.
to you.
See? Yeah. Well, now you know. Just find an empty spot with an old lady and just do some push-ups and burpees to impress her. That's it.
There you go.
I like that. There we go. I love it. Hey, next time though, keep your shirt on. That's weird.
It was. He's like, I really need to add that important information.
this is going on the internet. And, yeah. My kids might see this.
Oh, it's so funny.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. We'll see you guys later.